Okay, so something I get asked about a lot is how I drive. So I just thought I would show you around my car a little bit. So I do not drive a minivan. I actually drive a pickup truck. I drive a GMC Sierra. It's an extended cab. So I do have I've got a back seat back there. It's not very comfortable for tall people to ride in, but it's good enough for George. So the setup I have in here, well, there, it's just stick my phone up there if I have directions or something that I'm putting on. But as far as my adaptations, so here I have, this is how I control the steering wheel. I need to get new stuff to put on there. It's one kind of spinner knob. There are several that you can get. This is the kind that I need because of my dexterity issues. If I didn't have dexterity issues, this would essentially just be this one big pin right here that you just hold on to and control it. Or you can get one that sort of literally just looks like a little doorknob just stuck on there. But mine has 3 pins. There are 2 smaller ones right here, and my wrist actually will go in between there. So it provides stabilization, and it enables me to grip the bigger pin enough that I can control the steering wheel. And then as far as gas and brake, I've got that right here. This is controlled with my left hand. So obviously when the car is on, if you push forward like this, that'll give you the brake. And then if you, they say rock, but I always say like you're just pushing it. If you go down, that is the gas. And you'll see that in like how that works in a minute, what I'm actually getting out. My radio here, it's pulled out a little bit from the dashboard. It's not the prettiest looking thing in the world, but really here I'm going for functionality over vanity, because while I'm in my chair driving, I do drive in my power chair. So I've got the seat belt that comes on my chair, and then I have also the seat belt that's for the car, like the shoulder belt that is in every driver's seat. But in addition to that, I also have a chest strap, like another seat belt here that goes across my chest because of my level of injury. I do have problems with balance, and it would not be a good thing to lose your balance while you're driving. So since I'm strapped to the chair, I can't lean forward to reach the radio. So I had them pull the radio out a little bit so that I can reach the radio while I'm strapped to my chair. Then my key, this is the last thing I'll show you before I actually get out. My key is attached to this stick thing. Again, for the dexterity reasons, it's hard for me to grab a small key and then, turn it, and I would probably drop it and lose it and it'd be a big mess. So I've got this stick thing that you can bend and adjust to whatever shape you want it to, really, and it just enables you to put the key into the ignition and then turn it without having to grip it too tightly. So my car, it has an auto start because the lift actually runs off of the same battery as the engine, as the rest of the car. So if I use the lift without the engine on, it tends to drain the battery quickly. So I usually use the auto start if I'm in it. So I'll turn that on in a minute. This here is the switch that when I'm in the car, I use to get in and out, to open and close the door. Up is closed, but since I'm in the car and it's all the way shut, it's not going to go anywhere. But if I push down, once I turn the auto start on, it will start to open the door. So I will turn the car on now, and it just takes a second to restart. And then it's very loud, so once I start pushing this, the door will start to open. So in here you can see these 2 bars are what connect the hand controls down to the gas and the brake. Over there, actually, there's a little silver, like, toggle switch, and that is connected to my parking brake, which is currently engaged because my driveway is on a steep hill. And it's not actually connected. It's the only thing that's not actually still connected like a normal parking brake would be, or a normal, you know, piece of equipment would be. So this one, if you try and push it with your foot, it's not going to do anything. It is connected to, there's like a spool in there. Oh, it's behind it. And it's connected to a wire so that when I flip the switch up or down, the spool will spin and it'll either release the brake or engage the brake. This here is how I get my chair in and out of the locking mechanism that locks my chair to the floor so that my chair doesn't move around while I'm driving. So the little green light means that it's locked in. If I push the unlock button, it disengages, and then that little triangle lights up red. And then I have 10 seconds to get out or it'll lock me back in. So I'm gonna, get out. So I just drive on out. I drive forward. This is what it looks like from outside with the door open. And so since I'm not in it, I don't need to turn the car back on, but I will close it so you can see how it works. Yeah, so from the outside, you can't, with the exception of, my license plates, the only way you can actually tell that it's an adapted vehicle is if you look into the driver's side window and you see that there's no seat there, and then you see the hand controls and stuff. But otherwise, it looks like, just another truck. Also, my truck, it can be driven by anybody else. It came with a seat. It's covered in stuff right now because people don't usually use it. But it's right there. You can see the seat. And that just locks in. It's got the same locking mechanism on it that my power chair has that will lock into the floor, and whoever's going to drive it just has to slide it in there and make sure it's, in line, and then they can drive like normal. You use the spinner knob will detach. There's a button that will detach the spinner knob, and then they just use the gas and the brake like normal. The only thing, like I said before, that is not normal is the parking brake. So, yeah, that's my car.